All right, here is 5 minutes or 5 seconds of silence. Starting now. I lied. It was 10 seconds of complete silence. Anyways, hello everyone. I just recorded episode 1 yesterday, and I had a lot of fun with it. I actually posted it today, and I'm like, hey, I'll record episode 2, but it's probably not going to come out anytime this year. Not this year, but rather, it's probably not going to come out anytime this week. Probably, I'm just gonna kind of separate it a little bit. You don't want to have it Anyways, besides my rambling, it's good to be back talking to myself again. And I hope whoever's listening had a wonderful day. As for me, I had a so-so day. This is because I just watched currently the hit show called Squid Games on Netflix. Boy, oh boy. Oh, I have some words about that show. But where to even begin? Man, I don't know how to feel about that show. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know how to feel about that show. I think it's a really great show. Objectively speaking, like in terms of cinematography, stories, characters, I think it really did well in humanizing what is essentially a death game created by a bunch of rich people to watch a bunch of poor people duke it out. And whatever that says about society, it says about society. I will say, though, I do want to go more into the symbolism of the show. This is kind of just me fresh out of episode 9. Like, literally, I just finished watching the show just a few seconds ago. Not a few seconds, but rather a few minutes ago. And, I forgot to turn on Discord. Oh, goodness gracious. What if someone wants to join me in talking about this nightmare? Very fun. Anyways, back to whatever I'm doing. It's sorry, I'm getting distracted by people texting me. I need to get back on track to whatever my mind was talking about. Well, we're talking about Squid Games. That's right. We were talking about Squid Games. Now, I have several thoughts because, one, I just want to say on record, I called a few of the things that did happen. I knew Heyoo was going to die. I can't wait. I got to look up her name again because that's actually what I was looking up. Squid Game characters, because I didn't want to butcher all of their names too much, but just wanted to get their names in my head before I completely mess up. Heyoo. I hope I pronounced her name correctly, but she was probably one of my favorites. But in all honesty, I knew she was gonna die. It was kind of, I wouldn't say foreshadowed, but it definitely is definitely expected that she wasn't going to make it, just based off the feel of the show. I don't really know how to explain it. I knew she was gonna die. Maybe it was just me because I really liked her character. Maybe it's just me trying to rationalize something that's gonna happen so I don't feel sad later. But I was definitely sad at her death. Song-woo, he was a character. When I first started watching the show, and I watched it with my friend, just to piss her off, I was commenting about the first episode because I really didn't want to watch it. I honestly didn't, and even through the series, I wanted to stop watching, but I couldn't stop. It was a very enticing show. But Song-woo, I called him Best Friend Kun because he was I'm like, oh, he's probably gonna be a typical best friend character, but he wasn't. In fact, he turned into basically the villain of the story. At least one of them. But I mean, I wouldn't even call any of them villains. They were all just trying to live. They were literally fighting for their lives. I don't know. It was crazy. Although the fact that he did kill Ali and Sae Byuk really pissed me off, like really peeved me, and I'm like, man, jeez. One thing I will like commend about the show is that the cinematography was really amazing. The way they did cameras for like the camera angles for long takes, like that scene where Sae Byuk dies and then Ji-hoon runs to the door and it starts pounding on it, and then it goes back to her, and then Song-woo like right above her, showing that he killed her. As the coffin came in, that was so cool. And not to mention like that final scene with Il-nam and Ji-hoon, and the two like really like just talking and just going back and forth on their ideals. It was beautifully it was beautiful. It was beautifully made. That does not stop me, however, from being angry for what the show did to me. It made me feel feelings, and you know, I will give it that much credit. It made me feel a lot of feelings about the characters. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Goodness gracious, it's Ji-hoon. No. Wait, what am I talking about? No, Ji-hoon is the main character. The detective Junho. He was an interesting character because he basically had zero. Like, he was essentially B plot the entire series, which was interesting because usually at some point B plot and A plot kind of mixed together, but even when they were like super close, they were still at a distance. Like, they had their own goals. Junho had, I mean, everyone else had to survive, but Junho especially had to survive, like being undercover like that for so long. I also totally called the brother being the front man. That's the name. I totally called the guy being the front man, although I think that was probably the most obvious plot point that was going to happen. Like, obviously something was going to happen at the end of that. And it's like, well, you could figure it out. But anyways, that was pretty cool. Just all of the Junho like scenes were pretty pogs. I gotta say, like, it was just as like the deeper and deeper he got, like him switching out masks to get to higher positions and other stuff like that. It was, oh man, it was so good. I love Junho's character. I think he was really great. Ji-hoon. Let's talk about Ji-hoon, because I really didn't like him at first, but at the end, I did like him at the end. There's a level of indifference that I had for his character. But let's talk about that. So Ji-hoon essentially started off as, you see him and you're like, he's a deadbeat. He's a piece of trash. And then you realize, oh wait, he's the main character, so I have to root for him. But not in that kind of condescending way. More like you realize it's not that he's a trash bag. It's just that he has he's really stupid. He's really really dumb. And I gotta say, it's unfortunate because he's really good person at heart. Like, as you see him like helping out the old man, like trying to reach out to Song-woo, like wholeheartedly thanking Ali for saving his life, and like just other kinds of stuff like that. Like, you could see that his heart was in the right place. It's just that the way he's been living is kind of like he had a gambling addiction. He was in debt, like just a bunch of stuff like that. Like, he was a desperate person who was in a desperate position, which made him the person he is. But on the inside, he was a good person. And, you know, Sae Byuk really emphasized that when he was going to go kill him. He was gonna kill Song-woo in his sleep. Although I'm glad that Sae-byuk stopped him, because Sung-woo was definitely awake. He was waiting to get. He was literally baiting Ji-hoon into going over there, and he was gonna kill him. But besides that, it's really sad that just basically he grew close to these characters. He grew close to like Il-nam. He was best friends. Well, not best friends, but he was very good friends with Sung-woo, childhood friends. And Sae-byuk, like, he's grown to like really care for her. Ali, everything he's grown to care about, everything that really helped him change into the person he was. It's like, wow, they really just like disappeared on him, and it's just really that's just a really sad fact of what just happened. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, or at the end of the series, Ji-hoon is relatively, I'd say, he mostly is the same person at heart, but definitely has become more responsible, and is really trying to make amends with the people who's died around him with their families. Like, for example, Sae-byuk's little brother, Sung-woo's mother. That was kind of a heartbreaking scene when I figured when Sung-woo's mother was mentioning that she hasn't seen Ji-hoon's mother in a while, I knew at that point, it's like, oh, she kicked a bucket while he was gone. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it was. And it's really sad to see that he really tried to make amends for everything, especially for himself. He was going to see his daughter in America, but what stopped him was the game. Now, I don't know, and this ties into Junho as well. I don't know how I feel about the ending basically just being a teaser for a season 2. I really don't know how to feel about that. Because I feel like if it ended with him going to America and that just being that, then I would have been relatively okay. But another part of me that wouldn't like that ending, that's in my head, is the fact that Junho is 100% alive. There's like no doubt in my mind that Junho is alive. Just the way, and I know everyone who's watched Squid Game has probably heard this like 1,000 times about how Junho's alive, but he's definitely alive. I wouldn't put it past him to have survived that fall off the cliff, being shot in the arm, because for one, his brother survived the same shot. The frontman survived practically the same shot. Also, the frontman is going to be like an essential character in the second season, much more so, like probably like a main character and like a main focus on his relationship with his brother and seeing where that all goes down. But Junho's absolutely alive, which means that it's definitely, and Junho being alive means there's so many mysteries about the game even still that still needs to be uncovered. And of course, Ji-hoon like determination to end the game is what it is. I think another fascinating thing, this is going off topic, but another fascinating thing about this kind of whole storyline is going towards the it's like the foreshadowing of how all the characters were gonna die. So starting off, let's start off with Sae-byuk, and I kind of want to avoid her saying her name because I know I'm butchering it like crazy. But Sae-byuk, the way she died is that she got her throat like slit by Sung-woo, which is interesting because before she went back into the game for the second time, she threatened the guy in the beginning. I forgot what's his relation. Basically, he's one of those people who like tracks down, who's like helping like get his mother get her mother to the south, but I'm not sure. I forgot kind of what he did, but basically she threatened her. I'm getting my genders wrong. Oh my gosh. She threatened him, saying that she's gonna slit his throat. So, and at the end, she got her throat slit. So that's -1. Ali, he died because Sung-woo stole his marbles. Similarly, he stole his boss's bunny, which is crazy. And then, of course, we have Deoksu, the guy with the tattoo, the mafia dude. He dies the same way he jumps off the bridge to try to survive after the first game. And then in the end, it's because he was forced to fall at that game of hopscotch, which is unfortunate. And I think that's all I could really find so far about this, like kind of like the relationship to the characters' deaths. But in any case, I think it's a really interesting point to bring up. So I don't know, is there anything else I wanted to bring up about Squid Game? It's going to set up for a second season, how the characters died, the symbolism. I gotta say, it's I want to say it has something to do with like the status of the rich looking down on the poor, and basically forcing them to, like, because these people are in debt to like loan sharks, to banks, or to whatever, they're being basically forced to, like, the only way out is to play this game that these rich people set up. And the whole ideology behind that, I think what Ilnam was saying, was that he gives people one more chance in the most fair way possible. He gives them a chance to play the game, and to get out of the situation that they're in. And that's why he doesn't think he's doing, or they don't think they're doing anything wrong, because what they're doing is giving the needy a second chance. However, considering the desperation that these people were in, like, at that point, that was their only choice. Like, they couldn't get out of the situation that they're in. They played their cards wrong throughout their life. They have to play this life or death game, because there's definitely better ways, to do that. But instead, these people decide to make a game out of it, to view these people as less than humans, to treat them as less than humans, and treat their life as a game. And I think there's a whole message about just how. Just as essentially what society is right now, how the rich view the poor. Although I don't want to make assumptions about that, because, I could definitely see where that message is coming from, but actually not even a but. It's just true. That's just it just shows the unfortunalities of the life, like the gap between rich and poor, and just how life is, and how people treat like mental illness, addiction, and stuff like that. They take advantage of that and make them play their game, and it's unfortunate, really sad. But I think that's the end of Squid Game and my kind of whole rant about that. Sorry if I didn't make any sense for most of that, but I hope that at the very least I am understood. Because wow, that was seriously an interesting ride the entire time. What a great ride that was. I had a lot of fun. I had fun with it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite show of all time, because here's the thing. I'm pretty sure I've seen 2 Japanese films that are similar in concept, but definitely not execution. There's this one, and I completely forgot the names of these Japanese films, by the way. But there's this one show, or sorry, this one movie rather, where a bunch of like a high school was transported into like this giant cube in the sky, and in order to escape, they all had to play these childhood games, but instead it was high schoolers and there was no prize other than their life, and they had no choice to be in there. The second one was another death game where they entered in, or like the characters entered in because they were in debt, and that was the only way out of the debt by like a loan shark or whatever. And just put those two together and boom, it's Squid Games basically. But I think Squid Games was generally a good, objectively good show. Was I a huge fan of it? Not really, but I did enjoy it for what it was. What it was really good. So that's kind of my review on it. Anyways, let's move on to other things at the moment, which is I'm gonna continue reading the story out loud, even though it scared me. Oh, when I first started recording, actually, funny thing, when I first started this recording, I spent like 20 minutes talking about Squid Game and how much I loathe it, but also appreciate it for what it is. But
I told you it gets better, even though it's unbearably predictable.
It's very predictable. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's the only issue that I have with it, is that it's predictable.
Like, I knew who was gonna die already, like, from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
For the most part.
That's the part. Did you notice the parallel?
Yeah, like how they died similar to how they like spent part of their life. Like Sabyuk died getting her throat slit, like how she threatened to slit someone's throat.
Yeah, okay, there you go. No, it's like it's literally those scenes that they played at the end of season 2, at the end of episode 2. It's literally all of those scenes, including Gi-hun betting on his mom's life.
Mhm. Yeah. And she died, which is crazy. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. I actually didn't pick that up. That's actually really cool. The only ones I picked up was Sung-woo and then Ali, because Sung-woo was gonna commit suicide, and at the end he did actually kill himself. Ali died because he stole the money, and same way Sung-woo stole his marbles. I keep forgetting his name. The mafia dude. He falls off the bridge. Same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. He dies falling off during hopscotch.
Sabyuk gets slit on her throat when she threatened to slit someone else's throat.
Yeah, I said that one already.
Yeah. No, I'm just reiterating.
Yes. It's crazy. It's crazy good. I like the parallel.
And then, yes, the old man died of a brain tumor, like he said he would.
Like he mentioned, yeah.
Yeah.
To his credit, he died exactly as he said he would.
Yeah.
Crazy. Truly an insane concept. Also, Junho is definitely alive. I was saying that earlier, that Junho being alive really kind of already set the ending in stone. Because when he quote unquote died, like all the mystery kind of died along with it, but there's still questions to be answered, which means that he's alive.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how I saw it. Because I could have, the thing is, I could have went for like a good ending where Ji-hoon kind of just lives his life appreciating what he's gotten and how far he's made it. But instead, we got the ending where he goes back and basically swears that he's going to take everything down, which, I mean, is a good setup for a season 2. I just didn't like that kind of ending happening. But the fact that Junho, quote unquote, died but is also alive, like, kind of set it in stone already by episode 8. Which is, it is what it is, I guess.
Welcome to our private channel called Recording, where we initially wanted to use this channel to record podcast episodes, but it never happened.
And now I'm using it to record podcast episodes, and now it's happening.
Yeah, we're currently discussing Squid Game.
Yes, it's gonna be all over the place, which is okay because it's called the Randomest podcast, and it's okay that it's like that because we go from topic to topic. No one knows where it's gonna go. It's just gonna happen. Anyways, the reason why I called you two people here is because I'm reading a spooky story, and as you know, this place is haunted, so I need assistance because I am spooked.
That's the reason I'm gonna cry because when you asked me to jump on Discord, I started hearing it. The ice cream truck again. So, I'm gonna die.
Wonderful! This is just great. Now we're all being haunted by demons. Isn't that just awesome?
So do you want to hear the actual whole entire session story? I know Reese has heard. I've told Reese about the session and why I hate Mr. Softy's ice cream now.
I mean, sure, I guess nightmare fuel, sure.
I mean, if we're all gonna suffer from nightmare fuel, might as well just.
Yeah, man. I mean, go for it. I'm down to.
Also, why are you two so haunted? Why don't I have any ghosts after me? This is weird.
Because we actually see demons.
I don't know, Jasper, in the wrong genre. Or you're in the wrong.
I'm in a K-drama, and then you guys are thriller, horror, supernatural.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Right. My life is a K-drama.
I will say, though, we're all kind of haunted, except some of our demons just stays in our head.
Ah, you're right. My demons just scream at me to go drive off the freaking overpass.
You guys are killing me here.
No, your ghosts are about you.
I have to do so much post-editing thanks to you folks.
Where are you going to post this?
I already posted episode 1 on YouTube.
What? Oh, what the fudge?
Wait.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Anyways, welcome to the Randomest podcast, folks. This is where we talk about random things. We have just spoken about Squid Games. Yeah, this is all gonna be bloopers. This is the first time I'm gonna have to heavily edit something. It's kind of crazy.
No, I mean you could just cut everything. You know how I'm not allowed to say copyrighted names, but you know in that one D&D podcast anthology that we all watch. You know how they intro how they intro.
Are you referring to
D20? How in D20
alternate reality 19?
No, you know how in D20. You know how in D20 they try to make Brennan say stuff before they try to get in their stupid stuff before Brennan does the intro. That's literally what you could do. It's just cut it off.
Exactly.
Just cut off whatever we said before you introed. Anyway, this is the Randomest podcast.
You're blowing my mind, but I already have 20 minutes of content, me talking about Squid Games, and then also the part where you talk about Squid Games with me.
Yeah, but I mean, you could shuffle it around. Just say, hey, this is the Randomest podcast.
You know, you're right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for giving me this
Also, you're going to have to
idea.
do heavy editing anyway, because I mentioned people who aren't here.
That's true. I have to kind of ixnay some names anyways.
I didn't realize this was a legit thing.
This was a legit... Yes! I literally just posted episode 1 earlier today.
Look, I didn't know. You didn't tell anyone.
Well, yeah, I don't plan on telling anyone.
But, so we don't count as anyone?
Yeah. Anyways, I have a really big bug bite on my butt, and it really itches.
Wait, so we can
stop talking about how many bug bites you get on your ass.
You can't say the highway?
Need to stop.
What did he say, Lanta?
No.
Okay, you know what? So, the podcast?
Yes, back to the podcast. So, we just finished talking about I just talked about Squid Games, and I have this blooper of reading this creepypasta that, it's not really creepypasta, it's it is a creepypasta. It's just really sad. And I'm really sad. Anyways, I'm gonna share my screen with all of you now, and just show you what exactly I'm talking about. So we'll all have fun, and this is just gonna be the most fun thing in the world. So let's scroll back to the top of this ritual pasta. Actually, you know what? Let's warm up with something else. I have an idea. We're gonna go to a place called Ghost in the Machine. Now, this is where I used to hang out back in the day. When I was lonely and wanted to scare myself, I used to read these crazy kind of stories going on. These crazy, basically games on like games that you could play to summon demons. And I thought, wow, this is the most interesting thing in the world. And I feel like I want to bring everyone in on this with me. So that's what we're going to be doing just for a little bit. I don't imagine I'm going to make this any long, but it's just going to be a fun little thing. And why did you guys mute? Is everyone muting? Is that what's happening now? Should I mute?
I saw Jess mute, so I thought that, oh, this is what I do.
No, I don't know why Jess muted.
Okay.
She was typing something in general.
Well, like, yes, I will not mute then.
Yes, please don't, because I need your input. So I'm going to try to find something that I like, something from my childhood, but it's kind of hard to remember. Like things from my past. I'm going to have to scroll down just a little bit.
What are you talking about?
That you muted, Jess?
Yeah.
And we were wondering why.
Something about finding childhood.
Yeah, because I have like these.
Oh, you're looking on the creepypasta website.
This is not a creepypasta website. This is a different website called The Ghost in My Machine.
Well,
And,
no, I remember this thing. We were looking through it at some point.
Yes, exactly. This was the last time I looked at this was like probably in high school, and I'm just trying to find like the kind of the old stuff that we used to. Actually, you know what? Let me go back because this is.
So I muted because I needed to lock up the house, and I forgot that I heated up hot water.
Cool.
For tea.
Oh, I thought for something else.
No,
I thought you were gonna help a Samaritan woman give birth to something.
Okay, she was. What?
What?
Wait, just be a child? Why did you say something?
What?
I was actually gonna say, wasn't she just going to get water for her house? Wasn't that her job?
No, but I mean like a I wasn't referring to the Samaritan woman.
I know. I was like, wait,
like
at first I thought you actually meant the story of the Samaritan woman, and then I was like, wait, he means something generic.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't say anything, but now I want to.
What do you want to say, Jess? Please do go on.
The Samaritan woman collecting water is a job.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm glad we got that cleared up.
Yes.
Cool. So anyways, this is this specific dangerous game. It looks like this is a revisited version, but it's the elevator game. And now this was brought up back in the day, and I remember reading this, but it looks like this is a revisited version, which basically means it's better, and we deserve better, or something along those lines. I don't know.
I can't take the elevator now.
I was about to quote that one thing from that one show that I've been watching.
What show have you been watching recently, Jess?
Am I allowed to say it? Are you
Yeah, why not?
monetizing any of this?
I mean, they're all going to be monetized. I'm pretty sure you can mention something, as long as you don't say the D word.
What D word?
Dynamite?
It starts with a mouse. Yes.
Okay. Well,
But continue
anyway, new is always better. Barney Stinson.
Yes. I do love How I Met Your Mother.
Don't show us your text messages.
No, I was about to out myself. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's go
you've
ahead.
pretty much been outing us by showing Discord, so.
What are you talking about? This is just for you guys. No one else is gonna see it.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
cool.
Anyways, let's get to whatever this is. The Most Dangerous Game, the elevator game revisited. And I will say,
give Lenta even more nightmares about elevators.
I know, but it'll be fun.
Here's the thing. I've gotten stuck in our work elevator like 5 times now, so...
Yes, but you haven't been stuck with a demon yet.
Why are you guys followed by so many demons? I don't understand. I want to be followed by a demon at one point. I want to experience this firsthand.
Well, I'm force sensitive, so I mean...
As such, first.
I have a high amount of midichlorians in my body.
Shut up.
And it is...
You're not the damn chosen one.
I mean, neither was Anakin. Or maybe he was.
He was the chosen one!
It literally said, you are the chosen one!
Yeah, he said you were the chosen one, meaning he's not a chosen one anymore. I was thinking about that, though. He was supposed to bring balance to the Force, and technically he did.
He did.
By the end of it, there's only 2 Sith left, and also just a couple Jedi left, too. So it's like, I guess that is kind of balanced.
To be fair, if all of them died, there would have been balance, because there would have been nothing there.
That is true, which is why at the end of the 9th movie, balance was truly achieved, even though I don't consider it as canon.
That wasn't balance. That was stupidity.
That was not balance. Balance would have been if everyone died.
That's true. She needed to die too. Anyways, we don't talk about that because that belongs to the D word. Anyways, let's talk about the elevator game. Now, I will say that scary stories surrounding elevators are a bit creepy because an elevator is basically just a box that you're stuck in, right? Until you get to your destination.
My claustrophobia is acting up in a wide open room.
I know, it's crazy just thinking about this. But let's continue with the story, or the instructions rather. Itself has spread across the online land. Is that Snoop Dogg on an ad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing spooky with Snoop Dogg.
How can it be spooky when I'm getting distracted by Snoop Dogg holding a security system and telling me I have a $50 gift card?
Not spooky time. Spooky time.
It is spooky month.
Isn't that the alarm system that you use?
Shh, Jess. Shut up.
I'm not saying the name of the alarm system.
Yes, it is. Continuing on.
Snoop Dogg.
Shut up. And not just because the basic outline of the legend itself has spread across the outline landscape in numerous languages since then. Although, yes, that's certainly true. Most of what I've learned since 2014 is a result of the extensive research I conducted in 2020 in an attempt to map out as complete a history of the legend as I could. It's of course possible that there's still stuff I miss. For what it's worth, though, the oldest version of the legend I could find, a 2chan post, is written in Japanese and dates back to November 22nd, 2008. For the curious, I wrote up everything I dug up in a long-form piece I published at TGIMM in April of 2020. So if you're interested in finding more about the path this legend has taken over, you can find it here in the link that I will not mention. I will say, though, I've always wanted to make my own kind of ritual pasta. Make just this arbitrary group of goals to perform something that's completely unnecessary. I think that's a really interesting idea that I should pursue in the future. Okay, moving on.
Should just be the I don't understand why you didn't just make this the silent podcast, bro.
What do you mean the silent pod? Well, I mean, I could have made it the silent. Oh, you know what? That would have been a good idea. But I mean, I'm talking a lot, so I can't call it a silent podcast. Even though we have awkward silence occasionally. Right, okay, moving on again.
See? I was in the middle of saying, alright, buddy, and then you said, okay, moving on.
Which brings us to now. There's been, I've noticed, a recent up in interest in the legend, no doubt spurred on by two possible inspirations. One, the February 10th release of Netflix disc docuseries Crime Scene The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, and its main focus, Elisa Lam, and two, the legend's appearance in the anime Urasekai Pikuniku? Other Side Picnic. I have never heard of this. Oh man, wait, what were you saying, Jess?
Nothing. I was pronouncing it.
Oh, how do you pronounce it?
Well, you pronounce the last one like picnic. Picnic.
Oh, and then Urasekai is, of course,
Yeah.
Pikuniku. Ara Sakai.
No.
Pikuniku.
No. No. Absolutely not. Ada.
That's a different show entirely.
Ada.
We get it. Ada.
You just outed your last hurrah. Oh my goodness. So wait, what's
It's Lenta.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's this manly voice that I'm hearing?
Oh,
No, she's echoing.
Yes.
sorry.
Yep. No, it's okay. We're echoing on your mic. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Anyways, let's continue on. I will say it's really cool that this elevator game is going to isekai me into a different world. I hope there's cute anime girls wherever I'm going if I do this elevator game. But apparently it needs to be like 10 floors or something. And Atlanta, our building only has 5 floors. So I think we're good. We'll live.
I mean, maybe.
Probably. Anyways, so like a good time to revisit the story, to take another look at the whys and wherefores of actually playing the game, to examine one more thing, exactly what one must do to play the elevator game. A reminder that I do not ascribe to the theory that that Lam was playing the elevator game at the time of her death. The full reasoning on why is detailed here, but the short version is I just think it's enormously disrespectful way to approach a real life tragedy. I believe they're talking about the Elisa Lam. The Elisa Lam disappearance, which is unfortunate because a real person actually died because of what seemed to be mental health issues that she had to deal with. But it's a mystery on how the details of her death are kind of a mystery, because it seems like there had to be more than one person in the scenario, but it seems like she did it all on her own. But anyways, that's a whole other thing entirely. Let's continue on. As always, play at your own risk. And like I said in the last podcast, or in the last episode of the podcast, summoning demons is never a good idea. You should never do that. And I wholeheartedly do not approve of
nice ad on
this.
the side of kitchen knives.
Yeah, kitchen knives that'll kill you if you summon a demon. So don't do that.
And now
is that a dog with 3 legs? Oh gosh, that's so sad.
It was because of the kitchen knife.
Oh no!
Oh god, that is dark.
It's a Subaru commercial. Wait, what? It was a Subaru commercial.
Well, it doesn't matter now. It's now Snoop Dogg promoting the crap out of
No. It's City on Double G.
I hate you so much. Anyways, like I was saying, don't summon demons because they will haunt you. Because they will haunt you, and you will.
But I still haven't experienced a demon encounter.
Jess, I will say you are
not like it's meeting a celebrity. It's not something you want to encounter.
exactly what Atlanta said. And I will say, Jess, as you are definitely an actively practicing Christian, you're a target of these demons, so don't do it. I don't suggest it.
But I haven't had a demon encounter before. I just want to know what it feels like.
And just keep that as it is. Do you wanna face like restless nights, being scared to your buttocks
I already
to fall asleep?
faced restless nights. Just my head demon.
Worse.
I faced I face sleepless nights with my head demons. I actually want to experience a real demon outside my head for one.
Okay, well, you know what, Jess? Here is an instructions on how to summon a demon. And I'm going to ask you not to do this, but you know what? Play at your own risk, even though I don't condone you playing at all. Anyways, so players...
The dog reminds me of Comet. Subaru!
Okay.
It's a super commercial.
You're making me sad. You're making me so sad. You know what? Honestly, I'm glad I brought you two on here because your stupid ADHD brains is perfect for this podcast.
You have ADHD. You literally have ADHD.
You feel like staying on topic?
And I'm the only one staying on topic here. See, that's the thing. I mentioned this to Jess before, but I need to find a romantic partner who is just as out of it as much as I am, so that I'll be more in tune with my surroundings for her sake. Like, that's really the goal here.
Wonderful.
Truly. Anyways.
Damn it, now that you said ADHD brain, I can't comment on the random things that are happening around me. I just wanted to talk about my tea for a second.
Wait,
and
what?
then I was like, wait, I can't change the subject.
No, you know what? Just before we get onto this story, let's talk about your tea. What's going on with your tea right now? How is your tea going?
It's like candy.
What kind of tea is it?
I'm drinking, it's called the red hibiscus tea from Trader Joe's.
Ooh, red hibiscus.
Like, since it didn't fully saturate, since I forgot that I heated up water, it didn't fully saturate while I was still steeping it. So now that I have like a very low amount of water, it's all seeping into the water and it's oversaturating, and it tastes like candy.
Beautiful.
It has peppermint. Well, of course I said red hibiscus, but that's the main thing. And then it has a little bit of peppermint and other stuff, but it tastes like candy.
Sounds like Christmas candies.
Just want to bite the flower now, so I don't know what it tastes like.
Okay, I don't think that's how you get. Okay.
It's like how I want to eat lavender.
Get it? It's red hibiscus. How else do you get it?
It's like, oh, I want to eat lavender. Shut up, Reese. It's like, oh, I want to eat lavender.
Just gonna
but I do. But I do. I do want to eat lavender. Anyways,
you have hibiscus.
Dude, you are hibiscus. Okay, shut up.
Ace Hardware.
Let's continue on. So there is
hardware.
One principle, no more, no less. Jess, I'm gonna kill you. One principle, no more, no less. Requirements is a building at least 10 stories high and equipped with an elevator capable of reaching all 10 floors. I don't imagine there's a building out there that has an elevator that only goes like partway up. But if it does exist, I feel bad for whoever lives there. Instructions: venturing out. Begin at any time. Enter your chosen building and proceed directly to the elevator. Call the elevator. Call the elevator. Like phone it?
No, press the button to call for the elevator.
No, I know, but why is that really the phrase that's used? Call the elevator?
Well, I guess.
Well, I mean, elevators used to be manned by people.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Hold up. I need to check the cameras. Give me 1 second.
Why is there a CoverGirl ad at the bottom?
Yeah, it's right there. Let me scroll down. Oh, now it's called Greetings from the Edge.
No, the one that's hovering. Shut up, the one that's hovering.
Oh, you mean this one that I just clicked off? Crazy.
Is that the Addams Family?
It is the Addams Family.
Yes, it's Addams Family 2 with Progressive.
I almost said Progresso, but that's the same.
That's not Progress. It's not even right.
I almost said Prego. No. That's a slur for pregnant.
Wait, hey, look, Lanta, it's calling you out. Proactive.
Oh, god damn. It doesn't work for whatever skin you're in. It's a damn lie.
Proactive really is not good for your skin. Anyways, So call the elevator. Use only the up button to do so. If a down button is present, do not touch it. When the doors open, enter the elevator. You must enter it on the first floor, and you must enter it alone. Do not proceed if anyone else is in the elevator with you. Press the button for the fourth floor. When the elevator reaches the fourth floor, do not get out. Instead, remain in the elevator and press the button for the second floor. Once you reach the second floor, same instructions. Press 6. Once you get to the sixth floor, press second. Once you reach second floor, press the 10th floor. Once you reach the 10th floor, press the 5th floor. Once you reach the 5th floor, a young woman may enter the elevator. Do not look at her. Do not speak to her. She is not what she seems. Yes, women are a trap. This is a trap. Do not talk to her.
If she breathes,
she's a
he's
thought.
a thought. What? What?
True. Anyways, do not get out. Instead, remain in the elevator and press the button for the first floor. At this point, one of two things will occur. The elevator will begin descending to the first floor, or it will begin ascending to the 10th floor. If the elevator descends, the ritual has failed. Do not proceed. When the elevator reaches the first floor, exit as soon as the doors open. Do not look back. Do not speak. Exit the building and don't look back. You may try again another time. If the elevator ascends, the ritual has succeeded. You may proceed. Note that if you are having any second thoughts about what you're about to do, if you find that you are losing your nerve, now is your last chance to back out. To cancel the ascension and terminate the ritual at this point, press the button for any floor. In the building besides the first or 10th floor, you must cancel the ascension before the elevator passes the 9th floor in order to terminate the ritual. When you reach the 10th floor, you may choose either to exit the elevator or to remain aboard. If you choose to exit, and if women enter the elevator on the 5th floor, she may take this opportunity to ask her where you are going. Do not answer her. Do not look at her. Exit the elevator without comment. Now look around. Do not lose sight of the elevator in which you arrived. You will, it's said, find yourself in another world. And although you may see many things and notice many details, you will know you have arrived in this other world. You will know for certain by one indication, the indication only. The only person present in it is you. Now, I don't know why you would want to go to another world, especially one that's very similar to yours but is not. That seems like a terrible idea, which is why I'm going back to what I said earlier. Do not try this ever. Do not summon demons.
Who's the lady? I just want to know who the lady is.
I believe, actually, I think it mentions it in like the other notes, but let's talk about the return trip beforehand, because I really do want to know about the lady too. She has piqued my interest. The method by which you may return to your own world depends on your... Excuse me? Excuse me?
Hey, listen. This return trip thing is kind of important.
This is. So before all of you podcast listeners like hop off this and decide to do this for yourself, I want to teach you about the return trip so that you don't get stuck in this theoretical other world. The method by which you may return to your own world depends on your choices thus far. If you did not exit the elevator at 10th floor, press the button for the first floor. The door should close and the elevator should begin descending. If it does not, keep pressing the button on the first floor until it does. Wait, that doesn't seem very certain. If it doesn't work,
certain that it's gonna work, you're just gonna be like anxiously pressing it until it does something.
Yeah, that's... Oh my gosh. When the elevator reaches the first floor, exit as soon as the doors open. Do not look back, do not speak, leave the building, and return home as soon as possible. What if something follows you though? You don't want to go home directly. Then there's gonna be a demon in your home. Okay, fine.
Yeah, what happens if you don't return home though?
That's a great question. Let's continue reading. If you choose to exit the elevator at the 10th floor, return to the elevator. You must use the same elevator to return as the one in which you arrived. When you enter the elevator, press the button for the 4th floor. You will now proceed to press the buttons and visit the floors of the building in the same order you did during step 6 and 12 of venturing out. So this is 4th, 2nd, 6th, 2nd, 10th, and then the button for the first floor. The elevator will again begin ascending to the 10th floor. You must now cancel the ascension before the elevator arrives at its final destination. To do so, press the button for any other floor in the building besides the 1st or 10th floor. You must cancel the ascension before the elevator passes the 9th floor. If you have canceled the ascension, the elevator will descend to the 1st floor. When the elevator arrives and opens its doors, do not exit. Not just yet. Look outside and check your surroundings carefully. If anything seems off, even the smallest detail, do not exit the elevator. Instead, press a button for the 4th floor. Repeat the previous steps. Once you're confident you have returned to your world, you may safely exit the elevator. So I guess in that case, like a contingency you could possibly have before you try this out, which I don't recommend again, is to put something on the 1st floor that you recognize. Like, for example, like you put a rock next to a planter, or like something that you recognize that would not be in the other world. Just do that, and then you'll figure out if you're still in the other world before you exit the elevator, or if it's not there, you'll just try again. Where did I leave off? Repeat the previous 5 steps as many times as necessary. Do not exit the elevator before you're absolutely certain you have returned to your own world. If you do and you are incorrect, you might as well get comfortable. It might be a while before you're home again. You may never see your home again. Okay.
New essentials for kids.
Nike. Wow. What a perfect ad for this spooky website.
This isn't helping my anxiety whatsoever. Like, my paranoia is like shooting through the roof right now.
Is it really? I really do apologize for asking you guys to be on here.
Well, but like, how do you know that it's the same elevator you arrived on? Like,
well, that's the thing.
Or like Hansel and Gretel it, like leave something there.
But Hansel and Gretel screwed up and they couldn't get back.
Yeah, so that's why you don't leave something edible.
That's why we successfully do a Hansel and Gretel and not a failed Hansel and Gretel.
See, Hansel and Gretel failed.
What if the lady eats your rock? Huh?
What am I?
Well, here's the thing. She doesn't arrive on the 1st floor. She arrives on the 5th floor.
No. For like, if you leave the elevator on the 10th floor and then you come back to it, what if the lady eats your rock?
No. You only exit if you're on the 1st floor.
No. It says you can exit when you reach the 10th floor if you've successfully done the ritual.
No, we're talking about the elevator. Like, how do you know the elevator is the same when you go down? Like, not even getting to like the whole floor part, like, and realizing it's your world. Like, how do you even know you're in the right elevator?
I mean, I guess it's just on you. You just gotta have to know.
I guess you're like marker, just draws.
Like, but that's the thing. Is the exterior of the elevator the same as the exterior of the elevator you came in? Or is the elevator like entirely different?
Oh my god. You're right.
Yeah. So it wouldn't really matter if you put like an X marks the spot kind of thing.
Well, X marks the spot before you call the elevator.
No, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to do it after you're in the other world, so you know which elevator it is. Because it might be a different elevator than in the real world versus like whatever world you end up in.
Also, how elevators work, the doors aren't linked to that specific. The inner doors. There's the outer doors and inner doors. You can't really
exactly. I'm talking about the outer doors.
Yeah,
the outer doors. Oh, fudge. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to mark it when you're in the other world.
Mm-hmm. In order to know when to go back. But back to your question, Jess, about the rock. The only time you'll ever leave the elevator is once you reach the other world, which is on the 10th floor.
That's
but you're
literally
always,
what I said.
No, but that's the thing. You're always coming back to the 1st floor to exit the world. And that's when you'll never exit.
I'm not referring to the rock on the 1st floor. I'm just saying, like, in the example, if we Hansel and Gretel it, yeah? If you Hansel and Gretel it, like, leave a rock in your elevator.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to the rock I mentioned, like,
to
determine whether what's a real world or not.
What I said, just
Hansel and Gretel. What if the lady eats your rock? That's literally...
What if you do like this in the Minotaur thing? Like, is that the right thing? Am I thinking the right thing?
The Minotaur?
No, you're right. You're right. The Minotaur was in the maze.
Yeah, the Minotaur, like, you just get a whole bunch of yarns, you get back to the same thing.
Oh, that's interesting. Actually, that's a good point. Like, what if you just yarn it? You know what? We never found out about this lady. So let's find out about the lady first. Regarding the building, 10-story building may be defined as a building with 10 floors above ground, including the 4 at ground level. Basements and sublevels should not be included in the floor count. What are sublevels?
Sublevels?
Anything that's underground.
Yeah, so like ground level parking. Like say if like the airport obviously is like at least like 10 stories, right? There's a lot of different levels.
But
There's
most of
like
them are underground.
there's like the underground parking, and then there's ground level parking, and then there's higher up into the actual building.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Okay,
like
that's interesting.
all the floors after ground level.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. All right, so it has to be one with like 10 floors from the ground and then 10 floors going up.
Yeah, like that hotel that was conveniently placed on the right.
Huh?
The ad before this, it was like a hotel building. There's an ad on the right.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I see it now. How
literally
tiny.
all we've been talking about is the ads on the right-hand side.
I know, but I was wondering, like, what hotel are you talking about? Because I wasn't looking at the right.
I was like, there's a hotel.
Yeah, I'm like...
I mean, that is also a hotel. That's a timeshare.
No,
Yes.
I realized I just wasn't paying attention. I thought like
we weren't paying attention that there was an ad there. We thought you meant literally on the right.
Yeah. The right of what?
You.
Okay.
All right, let's... regarding floor numbering conventions...
We're all under pressure.
The floor numbering conventions used here are such that the ground floor is considered to be the first floor, the next floor is considered to be second floor, etc. If you are located somewhere that uses different floor numberings, for example, ground floor, so like I believe in like some European hotels, it's like there's a ground floor and then the first floor is basically the second floor and so on and so forth. Is considered to be designation of all its own. The next floor up is considered to be the first floor and so on. You may need to make certain adjustments in order to play. So I guess you'd have to... Wait, how would you exit then? Because the first floor would be...
You exit on the ground floor.
Oh, I guess so.
It's literally explaining how to do it.
One possible adjustment involves the transposition of numbers of the buttons. Yeah, like you said, just turning G into 1. So on and so forth. Another possible adjustment involves keeping the numbers of the buttons as written, but playing in a building at least 11 stories high instead. Interesting. So it'd be G to 10, but you would play G to 9, essentially.
Just don't play in a story with like
this
13.
Wait, it says it's riskier because it makes you take the stairs?
What?
Oh yeah, because you can't take the elevator up to where you start.
Exactly. You have to take the stairs. Interesting. That's what I was wondering. Like,
it is not known what effects this shift in spatial location may have on the outcome of the game.
Experiment
if you don't actually do it on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Huh.
So we'll see. Do not attempt to play this game with more than one principal at a time. Do not attempt to play this game with any bystanders. Imagine someone just comes in on the 5th floor, just a random guy, and it's like, huh? What's happening? It's like, oh, shoots. I brought you in this. Players must be alone in the elevator at all times, with one exception, the woman who may or may not enter on the 5th floor. If anyone other than the woman on the 5th floor enters the elevator at any point, do not proceed, terminate the ritual immediately. If you wish to terminate the ritual, you may do so as detailed in Step 13 of venturing out, as long as the elevator has not passed the 9th floor on the way to its final ascent of the 10th floor. If you're already past this point, it is too late. You must see it through to the end. Wonderful. Regarding the other world, reports concerning both the nature and appearance of the other world vary. Some say, for example, that should you choose to exit the elevator at the... Oh, shoots. God dang it. Stupid keyboard. Choose to exit the elevator at the 10th floor. You will see a world that looks almost identical to your own. Oh my gosh, I'm a little stupid right now. Where did I leave off?
Save for 2 details.
Oh yeah, you'll see a world that almost like that. Go to your own, save for 2 details. All the lights on the floor will be off, and if you look out the windows, the only thing you'll see is a red cross in the distance. So, wait, do we just get transported to Evangelion? Is that what happens?
Wait, like Red Cross, like an actual, like, or like the place here.
You just see a bunch of like a bunch of women in like hospital gowns, like with Red Cross attire in the distance, and they all wave to you like, "Hey, welcome to the new world." That's exactly how it works. Yes. Yeah, my cute anime girls, but Red Cross instead. Anyways, other reports, however, do not specify that this will be necessary to be the case. Additionally, some say that electronic devices, mobile phones, cameras, and recording devices, media players, do not function in the other world. However, others say they function as usual. So I could just make a call. Oh, you're probably not going to have any cell service. Given the inconsistencies between reports, it is therefore not entirely known what you may expect from the other world. You may see or experience what others have before you, or you may experience something unique or previously unknown. Whatever happens, though, you will be alone.
And I said, but imagine you make a call and it's like the alternate universe version of whoever you're calling. It's not actually.
Yeah, it doesn't say that you wouldn't lose signal. It says it would be working as normal if it's still working.
That's kind of next level though. Like Verizon covers in other worlds, like not just Earth. Like they should add that as like a tagline.
No,
like,
it's like how like if you step into international space and like it's covered by your cell service, but it actually hooks up to the cell service that's like native to that country.
Right,
like,
and you have to make like a daily payment in order to use it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or you get load, like the Philippines.
Yeah. That's exactly. I imagine it's gonna happen. You're gonna get text message like, "You are outside the jurisdiction of the U.S. You are now in opposite world U.S." or something like that. And like it just mentions that you're in another world, like it's a regular occurrence.
Watch it say that you're just in Australia.
The other world that they keep mentioning is just Australia.
It tracks.
Shadow Realm, I'm banishing you to the Philippines. All right, let's finish this story off so we can go to sleep. I feel like we've been awake for too long today. Whatever happens, though, you'll be alone, and perhaps the woman from the 5th floor. That much is certain. Concerning the return trip, getting back to your own world may be more difficult than it seems. Should you choose to exit the elevator on 10th floor, you may become disoriented and forget which elevator in which you initially arrived. The elevator may seem to get further and further away from you as you walk towards it, and so on. Be vigilant and keep your wits about you. Some sources note that the method for returning used in the event that you choose not to exit the elevator may only be used as long as the woman on the 5th floor did not enter the elevator. That is, you must both have chosen to stay aboard the elevator and be alone within it in order to utilize the method. Notably, these sources do not say what to do if you choose not to exit the elevator, but are in the presence of the woman from the 5th floor. Additionally, some sources note that the method for returning used in the event and you do choose to exit the elevator requires the buttons to be pressed not in the same order you press them when venturing out, but in the reverse order. Oh, that's so confusing. Before you do this, make sure to write it down because you're going to forget this, dude. That's insane. I would not remember how to do this. I'd be like trying to return home, but I'm like, how do I do this? And I just talk to the woman next to me like, hey, do you remember the order? Be like, help me out here.
Oh, so you can't go back if she's in the elevator with you?
Yeah, I think what it's saying is that because before, when you enter the 5th floor, that's when she comes, right? I think what it's saying is that if she is in the elevator, you have to exit once you reach the 10th floor or once you reach the other world. Yeah,
because there's no accounts of what happens if you decide to stay in the elevator and you choose to return.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, assumingly, like she screws you over, is what happens. Furthermore, as such, any return trip methods, even the ones detailed in the book, may not necessarily be relied upon to work as expected. If at any point during the game you faint, pass out, or otherwise lose consciousness, you will likely wake up in your own home. However, be sure to carefully examine your surroundings. Upon waking, the home to which you have returned may not be the one you left when you first set out to attempt this ritual. Concerning the woman on the 5th floor, do not speak to her, do not look to her. If you do, she may decide to keep you for her own.
What is she?
I have no idea. A demon. Let's read the comments real quick. What if the elevator serves floors that have restricted access? Oh, that's an interesting question. Would it let you bypass that restricted access for the sake of the game? Or would it just not be possible at that point?
I mean, most restricted access is either like top floors or bottom or sub levels.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it never has like a specific like in the middle of the like building you can access this place.
Oh,
right?
you know what's interesting? What if you're in like a hotel elevator where it's like you know how sometimes they have like doors that open on both sides? Like, you know how like one usually opens to like the employees only side and then the other opens up to the ground floor side?
Oh, that's it.
That is an excellent point.
Don't choose that as your building.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that's like the main point of this is like you want to choose an appropriate building to do this and not one that has like a bunch of like caveats to each thing, like an asterisk. Like, oh, this is a 4th floor. However, there's also this and this and that. I want to try this at first, but I saw the end. Not doing it now. Too many things that could go wrong or unknown. Yeah, like there's like so many things to account for. And like if you pass out, you end up in your home, but not your home. How do you make it back at that point?
Oh, that's a good point. That comment right there.
Which one? This one?
The one about if it fails, but she's still in the elevator with you, then it never says anything about that.
Oh, fudge! That's right. Like,
you just like, maybe just don't go back to your home.
Yeah,
really bad for my anxiety. I'm not even kidding right now.
I'm so sorry, Jess. You know what? Let's do something else. This was a bad idea. I should not have asked you guys to do this with me. I was looking at the characters.
My stomach is starting to hurt.
I'm so sorry, Jess. I really didn't mean to do this to you.
Sorry, Jess. I'm honestly just very curious at this point.
No, see, this never used to affect me this much until recently. Literally 2021, this happened. I hate my life.
I know. I'm really sorry, Jess.
2021 is you know,
like,
2021 has been
like I've always
a B
been
word, a really bad B word.
Yeah, that's true.
And
like oh my gosh.
See, I would have been fine if this was in 2020. Like, but now, like, yeah, it's really bad, especially since I'm home alone.
I know. It's kind of haunting me right now too, just a little bit, unfortunately. Not to mention I'm getting like a slew of notifications from the security system.
Oh.
Yeah. Very
that
fun.
usually doesn't happen when you're there, though.
Yeah, and yeah.
I think it senses that you're reading stuff.
You could imagine why I'm a bit scared right now, but I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Anyways, yeah. That was, you know what? How long I've been recording? It's been a while. I didn't expect this to go. Oh man, 1:30. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it off here. This was a very fun recording, but turned to a little bit of anxious stuff at the end. I'm probably gonna try to calm down a little bit, but I do thank Jess and Atlanta for stopping by, even though it kind of triggered our anxiety ever so slightly. And by ever so slightly, I mean gigantically speaking.
Stomach hurt.
About Snoop Dogg.
I'm getting gassy.
And the dogs.
Yeah, just remember the ads, guys. That's all that really matters.
You know, I wish I had a dog right now with me.
You know.
Oh, me too.
Same.
Anyways,
you have a dog!
He's not with me! I'm stuck with the birds that are giving me more anxiety.
I'm going to end this off now. Thanks for listening to the podcast, everyone. This has been fun, and I hope whoever does find this and listen to it, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I hope you guys continue to have a great day. Later. Bye.